Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I came down here to the nature preserve to, so it would have a different view outside of, a brick wall that has a kind of a little bit of an optical illusion look to it. More than one part too. But anyway, I usually park under a tree when I used to come down here for the shade, since I have my mount on my windshield and my camera is on my cell phone on the mount, and it gets hot. And this is Texas. Yeah, but too many other people have the same idea, apparently, not to do videos but to park under the trees. Oh well, I went all the way around, no place, no trees. I think there might be one I want to go check out. Anyway, today actually is September 21st. Tomorrow is the first day of autumn, and today our high is going to be like 81, somewhere around there, and the low tonight is going to be in the upper 50s, I think, and it's going to be like that for a few days, if it doesn't change, suddenly. But anyway, yesterday, one day before the day before autumn. In other words, one day before the last day of summer, our temperature was 100. Yeah, this is Texas, north of Dallas, and we, according to the news stations, they were pointing this out, that we usually have up to around 20 days of 100 plus temperatures, and this year we only had 8. That was the 8th yesterday. That's pretty good. I remember when we had, I think it was 69 or 70. We needed one more to break a record in a row. 100 plus in a row. Oh man, you talk about the earth was boiling. It was so hot. And it was horrible. It was like walking out into a furnace, and the air conditioner wouldn't keep up. It's 2 central air units, one upstairs, one downstairs. It wasn't working. It was so hot. And it was working, but not keeping it cool. So we have a new one for the downstairs. We don't use the upstairs one much anymore. So anyway, but if in a pinch, we use that one if something were to happen. Boy, I just kind of rambled on that one, didn't I? And I came out here. I'm going to have to move because there's some guy looking at me, probably because I talk with waving my hands. Plus, I'm talking and he doesn't know I'm talking to the cell phone. But anyway, I came out here, one of the things I want to talk about is, let me get to that. Enough with nosy neighbors. I don't need people at the park to be nosy. Did you see that? Those cacti, yeah. Ooh, look nice. But anyway, maybe I'll be able to find a spot. Y'all can watch all the people. But anyway, I was thinking again. I think I made a video. I'm not sure which channel I put it on, but about how I think way too many people focus on narcissists, and they see the narcissist as the purely evil. Some of them are, but I don't know if this is a road, the next one. But when I think that a lot more attention needs to be paid for, and yes, that is a kind of a pun, attention to the histrionics, those who with histrionic behavior, because in my experience in life, they are the mean, evil ones. I think in ones I have known, I would say some of them, they definitely have the Dark Triad going on. Yeah, and I think that Machiavellianism could be replaced with histrionic. What do you call it? Histrionicism? I really don't know. I don't think I've ever had to say it. Really. So, but no, they're just pure evil. My experience. The ones who really, there's a little thing I don't want underneath my car. The ones that really play the part, all the makeup and the drama. Oh my goodness, the drama. The drama queens, drama kings, mean girls, mean boys. They fit the part. They are have to have attention. Don't care which way they get it. Negative attention, positive attention. I don't know how to get over there where I want to go. It's been too long. But they're going to get the attention. that they seek. Attention seekers. Big time. I went up this the wrong way. Anyway, I really think that more attention, and sometimes I wonder if it could be like, yeah, the person runs across somebody who is self-centered, self-absorbed. Self-centeredness doesn't mean that they're narcissists, by the way. They don't have, not necessarily. But, people who are really, truly so self-absorbed that everything's about them to them, okay? A little coughing, sneezing, allergy season thing going on. Anyway, but the histrionics, I think many of them do perhaps get into, have some kind of relationship with them, like they're in a family, that kind of relationship, actually, literally relation. Or they have somebody they're married to, or maybe they came from a family like that and they got married to somebody who is, or they know somebody at work, whatever it is. The people who are the histrionics, they go for something like that, or they are in a family, like I said, and then that person in the family, if they're getting attention, and maybe they, like I said, they are narcissistic, but the histrionic is going to dramatize it, play the victim, big time, whatever. But I think sometimes they're drawn to those people, drawn to them. Anybody can be drawn to a narcissistic person, really. Some people can be drawn to a histrionic, but I think it's more of, the histrionic is more of the mean girls, mean boys that want to be part of the pack, and the narcissist, to me, they're more like, they're charmers to people, and people fall for it, but they don't want a whole group, unless they're the leader, which I think is more really the histrionic. These are my opinions. I could be wrong. I am a social and behavioral scientist. And I will tell you that whenever I was a student, I think it was narcissism and psychopathy are the only two that really were much spoken of. Undergrad and graduate school, And seriously, the bipolar disorder, I was like, when somebody first told me they were bipolar, they are bipolar, have borderline personality disorder, I was like, what? Seriously, because that was not, I think it changed, the name was changed that or something, while I was a student or after I was a student, I can't remember. I could be lying all around. It's not one I know that much about. Well, kinda. But narcissism and psychopathy. Now, since then, psychopathy has changed to antisocial, or not exactly. It fits in there, sort of, somewhat. Oh my goodness, the different ways people will tell you that it is. But anyway, when I was a student way back then, it was there were sociopaths or psychopaths. Okay, now it's I think psychopath 1 and 2 or whatever. Okay, I've mentioned it before. A sociopath was one that went for, what I was taught was more for, they don't care who the person is, that they take their whatever out on. And a psychopath is one that usually finds a person, a target at a time, possibly. But the sociopath was one that just went for anybody. Think of, people who go and shoot everybody in a store or something like that. So, but these days it's all changed, and people define it in different ways. But I think in a way this is the type that histrionics also go for. Psychopath, sociopath, because they like being center of attention in a way, and somehow, some way they get attention. Like if a narcissist has all this charm and draws people in, out of the charm, the histrionic wants to benefit off of it. And if they don't benefit off of it, they'll use that, the narcissist, say he or she is a narcissist, so they can still play the victim and be considered, they have the center of attention again. But really, like I said in another video, watch them. These are the cruel, evil ones, in my opinion. The total I used to call the ones I know psycho bitches from hell. Seriously, psycho bitches from hell. That's what I put on the label when I was younger. I don't do that anymore. That's not true, but anyway. Okay, I did look that up, and it seems like it's histrionicism. The C is pronounced as an S. I guess. I had to double, look at that more than once, actually. What? The C, histrionic, the C is pronounced as an S. I-S-M. Good luck. Anyway, pronouncing it, it's not easy. It's kind of like Machiavellian. See, I can do it once, but if I try again, Machiavellianism. It's funny, but like I was saying earlier, okay, really, the Dark Triad, they have, Narcissism, Psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Came close. And I think they need to just mark that one out and put in histrionic. Histrionicism. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with that. But, yeah, because, they are like that. They are kind of, cunning in a way. They're just downright devious people. They're just downright evil, like I said, all around. And I have if I wanted to play like a little, like if there's a little conspiracy or something. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, no. I don't know if you'd call those theories, but, why I've said this before too, that there's not enough attention on it, and that we're actually going to try to take it out of the DSM for this last one, DSM-5, because it's common, but then yet the DSM will say it's not so common, but research will say it is. The scholarly research that I have found says it is very common, and other kind of scholarly works say it is very common, and it is. Think selfie people. But really, what I see them as, they go beyond that. It's that they're so evil. They will do anything to draw. They will lie. They will cheat. They will steal. Whatever it takes for them to be top dog. And you can replace dog with another word that is similar. There's another language I know where that's what it basically says, and well, so does ours. What do you think a bitch is? Okay, what do you think it is? But anyway, they're just. But the conspiracy part of it would be that there's so many of them, just so many out there. I really think it's just a huge amount. Not this little bitty 1% or something. No. I just don't agree with that. I totally disagree. Whatever it is, 1 to 2% or something like that. I can't remember. It was really low percentage, but the scholarly research I've read says different. But it could be because it's so commonplace. It's so common to see, and maybe some people don't like it to be, thrown out there so much. That these are can be evil people. Not all of them act the same. None of any of those. None of what I'm talking about in this video. But yeah, they can. Many of them that I've run across, and like I keep saying, that I have run across, just because the ones I run across don't match the ones you run across, there's a good chance it won't. Some of the behaviors will be similar, but anything else, no. Because, people are different. But no, they are evil. And it's not just one little cluster that, pardon that word, but one little group of them. I've seen this all my 58 years. I grew up in it, okay? So, yeah. Very dramatic people, very much attention sluts. It was another thing I called them, attention sluts, yeah. What it is, what it is. Okay, maybe another time I'll be able to get a good parking lot, and we can people watch together. Good parking spot. Anyway, but yeah, I'm, I know that some people will say that, they have narcissistic behaviors and they have histrionic behaviors and so on, that's under borderline. I just don't see it that way either. Sometimes, yeah, I can see it. If that's the way I'm going to see it, is that they borderline on psychosis. They borderline on all the. Borderline on all of the, personality disorders. I don't know. I really don't know. Then you have the Dark Triad. Then you have the Dark Tetrad. I say there's a dramatic, which is kind of funny because they are dramatic. All of cluster Bs, all of it fall under dramatic from what I recall. And so, but they are the histrionic. I don't know. I've changed my mind on how I want to see it, but you've got to have that histrionic in there because, yeah, they have all the rest, whether it's the tetrad or the triad. Maybe we could even expand from there. But cruel. They're cruel. They're, as long as, if they're getting attention, they can be your best buddy. Okay, and if something bad were to happen to you, they might let you feel sorry for yourself and you have some of the attention for a moment or two, maybe more like a second or two. But then the attention has to be back on them. And they can be cruel with what they say. They can be so focused on what they want. That's a little mixed with that, and with narcissism too. But overall, they're the ones that come out with claws. Male or female. And the first one I ever knew literally loved to claw people. Claw people. Okay? And then you got it. The person like me pushes them away, and all of a sudden it's your fault. They're the victim. You pushed them, so they clawed you. You see? They did it first, and you protect your self-defense kind of thing. You push them away. But they're going to play the victim, and they set this crap up. Okay, this can be when you're a child, a child, and one does it. They're just evil. They start off, and I don't ever talk about kids really, not in the sense of that, like you can diagnose a kid or anything. But I have not ever known one who had those kinds of behavior as a child who grew out of it. Never. And I've been around many. Seriously. They just worsen. Okay, that's enough on this one for now. I'll talk to you on the video. Bye.